Welcome to Mathematics with Suleiman. This is now the third installment of the prelim paper of last year, 2025, for grade 12. And question 3 will deal with sequences and series. Preparatory Examination 2025 of Gauteng Province. And today's discussion will be paper 1, question 3 on sequence and series. In the question 3.1, the graphic below shows a dartboard from which patterns relevant to the different circles can be derived. Now, the radii of the largest circle and then moving consecutively to the immediate inward circles is given by 18 centimeters, 6 times the square root of 3 centimeters, and 6 centimeters. The innermost circle has a radius of 2/3 centimeters. 3.11 show that the areas of the circles form a converging geometric series. Now remember the first radius or the largest one was given as 18 centimeters. The second circle was 6 times 3 square root of 3 centimeters, and the third one was 6 centimeters. So if you work out the area of each of those circles using the formula pi r squared, you'll get area of circle 1 is 324 pi. Circle 2 will be 108 pi, and circle 3 will be 36 pi. Remember now, we use the area formula pi r squared. Then, if we test now, term 2 divided by term 1, you get a third, and the same with term 3 divided by term 2, you also get a third. So there you are. That means that there is a common ratio of 1/3. And if a common ratio lies between -1 and +1, we know that it is converging. Question 3.1.2, calculate the number of circles in the sequence forming the dartboard. So again, remember, the three terms are 18, 6 times square root 3, and 6. And if I work out the R for this sequence, it will be 1 over square root 3. Remember, it's term 2 divided by term 1, and that gives you 1 over square root 3. Then, of course, it's geometric, so we use the formula Tn equals to AR to the power n minus 1. Then we do our substitution, right? So it's 2/3 equals to 18, right? Times 1 over square root 3 to the power n minus 1. And of course, next we can, of course, divide by 18 on both sides to get rid of the 18. Then the next step we multiply in, or rather we take square root 3 up, where square root 3 is 3 to the power a half. If you take it up to the 1, becomes 3 to the power negative a half. Just remember your exponential laws there. Then, of course, you multiply a half, negative a half with n, and negative a half with minus 1. And then you get 3 to the power minus 3 equals to 3 to the power minus a half n plus a half. Then, of course, you simplify, and you get n equals to 7. 3.2, which is a slightly more challenging example. This is your level 3, level 4 example, where the given series is 1 times 2 in brackets plus 5 times 6 in brackets plus 9 times 10 in brackets times 13 times 4 in brackets times 81 times 82. Remember, you must see this as actually two series in one. Like if you look at all the first numbers of each bracket, like 1, 5, 9, 13, 81, they form a sequence. And then the second number in the brackets, 2, 6, 10, 14, 82, they form their own series. So please bear in mind when we solve this problem. Remember, you must write this in sigma notation. And we all remember what we mean by that. So if you look at the first numbers in each bracket, 1, 5, 9, 13, 81, it forms an arithmetic sequence where A is 1 and D is 4. So if I use a formula for arithmetic, Tn equals to A plus n minus 1D, I will get eventually Tn equals to 4n minus 3. Remember, I need to do this because I need to complete sigma notation. If you look at the answer in the bottom, you will see where we write the 4n minus 3. Then the number of terms, of course, will be 81, because if you look at the last term there, in the last bracket, it is 81. So therefore, 4n minus 6 is 81. So therefore, n is 21. Remember, we need n in our sigma. Now we're done with that. Now we look at the second terms of each bracket. 2, 6, 10, 14, 82. And there we do the same. So we also use Tn, and of course we just for 4n minus 3, but we have to add 1, because remember there's an extra of one more term, so don't forget that, and that gives you 4n minus 2. So therefore sigma n starts by 1 and ends in 21, and the common terms will be bracket 4n minus 3, bracket 4n minus 2. Yes, I agree, a bit of a challenging one, not that straightforward. 3.3, now in this series a plus ar plus ar squared plus and so forth, the sum to infinity is 1. In the series where the terms are the squares of the above series, the sum to infinity is 5 over 6. You must determine the common ratio. Also a challenging example, levels 3 and level 4. So a plus ar squared equals to 1. Let's call that equation 1. Then the other one is the square. So therefore a squared r squared plus a squared r plus equals to 5 over 6. That is now the second given information. So we call that equation 2. Now they say sum to infinity, so therefore a over 1 minus r equals to 1. That's the first one. Cross multiply and you get a equals to 1 minus r, and we call it equation 3. Then for the squared one, sum to infinity will be a squared over 1 minus r squared equals to 5 over 6. It's squared, don't forget that. Cross multiply and you get 6a squared equals to 5 minus 5r squared. And that gives you equation 4. So now we're dealing with 4 equations. So what you do is substitute equation 3 into equation 4. Once you've done that, you'll get 6 into 1 minus r squared equals to 5 minus 5r squared. So the rest now is just algebra. Remove the brackets, rearrange your terms into a quadratic trinomial, factorize, and then you get r equals to 1 over 11 or r equals to 1. But of course, r equals to 1 is not applicable. Remember, it is sum to infinity. For sum to infinity, r got to be a fraction, don't forget. So therefore, we only accept r equals to 1 over 11. Yes, I must agree yet again, not that straightforward, but challenging. Thank you for watching Mathematics with Suleiman. Please don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Remember, subscription is free, and with your subscription, it can help me and encourage me to do more videos.